Welcome to In the Zone, the Washington, D.C. sports show, bringing you all the latest and local sports news. Broadcasting here from the Crystal City Sports Club here in Arlington, Virginia. I'm your man, James Flamez, sitting here with the most unbiased sports analyst extraordinaire, Jason Herbek. What's up, Jason?
Doing well, man. How about yourself?
I'm good. Glad to see you back in the fold.
Yeah, man.
Yeah? Did you have a good Halloween?
Good Halloween, good Thanksgiving, ready for a good Christmas, good New Year's, man. Keep it rolling.
That's good. That's good. Because there's some sports fans here in Washington, D.C. that we're not having such a good holiday season. But we're going to get into that. Today we're going to be talking Redskins, of course, NFL, lockouts over. We're going to be talking to your man Branballs, and he's got a lot to say about the Redskins and the lockout.
So the ladies need to stay tuned for that.
Yeah, or the fellas. It doesn't really matter. So, so let's get started today with the hometown team, the Washington Redskins. All right, Jason, let's gather ourselves. Now, we got off to a good start, and I don't know what to say. Where do you think it went wrong?
I mean, after that bye week, 6 losses in a row, so you look at that bye week instead of preparing, getting ready for the rest of the season. I don't know what they were doing. Shanahan was working on the tan, and I'd say the low point would be the shutout loss to Buffalo.
Shutout loss to Buffalo?
At that time, Buffalo still looked pretty good, but now you kind of see what team they are, you know what I mean?
I agree with that. The turning event of the season, I think, was the benching of Rex Grossman, the first one. There might be a second one, but the benching after the Philly game. Usually, he threw 4 interceptions. We all wanted to kind of see what John Beck could do anyway at the beginning of the year. I think that the team really played for Rex, but the 4 interceptions against the Eagles, the coaches just had enough. And at that point, if he was the starter, if he was the guaranteed starter, they probably would have stuck with him. But because he was kind of on the fence anyway, they pulled him for the next game. And I will admit, I wanted to see what John Beck could do myself, because we already knew what Rex could do. But I'm not saying I was for or against the move. I would probably, if you asked me then, I would probably be for the move. But looking back, that was the turning point of the season.
Well, see, if you're talking like that, then really we could even go back to training camp, because Shanahan didn't make up his decision until right before the first game. You know what I mean? And he should have just committed one way or the other, rather than trying to play both sides of it. Because I agree, the team, if the coaching staff doesn't have faith in the quarterback, how is the team supposed to have faith in him? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so then the question is now, are the quarterbacks that bad, or is the overall talent not that good on the team?
I mean, I think it's the overall talent. I'm not saying the quarterbacks are winning you games or anything, you know what I mean? But I think overall, you look at Shanahan, that's what got him fired in Denver, was his GM skills, And I feel like he's almost doing the same thing here. It was his decision to bring in McNabb last year, and then kind of the flip-flopping between Beck and Grossman this offseason. I think it's a reflection of Shanahan's poor GM skills, really.
Speaking of Donovan McNabb, as you can see, Jason,
bringing it back.
I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing it back. The Redskin. I'm bringing it back to number 5. And you want to know why, Jason?
Why?
You might as well have kept McNabb if this was the angle you were going to go. You might as well have kept him. So if they're
I don't understand why they didn't draft a quarterback or bring in a young free agent.
Yeah, I don't. Vince Young was out there. Mm-hmm. Kyle Orton was out there, although it would be a trade. But there were quarterbacks out there. So I figured if the Redskins, they're not going to do it. I might as well just support my man. I'm bringing McNabb back. So they might as well. Yeah. We've got Grossman. We've got. What do you think? You think McNabb should be another option?
I don't think McNabb would do any worse
than
what they're doing right now.
Exactly. Everybody dumped the blame on McNabb. We don't have a quarterback. Well, you don't have Grexman. You don't have Grexman. You don't have Grexman. You don't have Beck. You might as well bring my man back. Plus I need to get another wear out the shirt. So I can't rock it on. So I
still looks fresh.
Yeah. I'm still in support of my man, but thank you, Jason. Thank you. I know I still look fresh. So now, Mike Shanahan, what do you think after 2 years? Okay, this was a staggering stat. A couple games ago, they put up the stat that after 2 years, Mike Shanahan has a worse record than Jim Zorn, Joe Gibbs.
The Joe Gibbs 2.0.
2.0.
Yeah.
And
The
Steve Spurrier.
back-to-back timeouts, Joe Gibbs.
Yeah,
that
and
one.
Steve Spurrier. I mean, really? He's that bad? I didn't think it was that bad.
As a Redskins fan, what grade do you give him? And then I'll go. I'll let you go first.
Oh man, the grade.
Age before beauty. You know what I mean?
The grade that I give Mike Shanahan. C.
C.
I give him a C. I give him a C. I don't give him a failing grade.
What
yet.
would you have given Zorn?
What would I give Zorn?
Yeah.
After what? After this point? After a year?
No, just yeah, for his tenure
Well,
as the Redskins
well,
coach.
he was
What
in
would-
over his head.
No, I'm
But-
just straight up. Well, I just want a letter grade. I'll need that
over the 2-year period.
Yeah.
Jim Zorn.
Yeah.
He got a D minus.
D minus.
He got a D minus.
Okay, because I gave Shanahan a D, right? And like you just alluded to, Zorn in 2 years, 12 and 20, 375 winning percentage. Shanahan through 11 games today, 10 and 17 in his 2 years, winning percentage 370. Zorn has a better winning percentage than Shanahan thus far.
You know, you didn't have to break out the percentages.
See, you're just going on the name
No, I'm just
and the
saying.
level of orangeness in his face. You know what I mean? You're caught up in that red face.
But you didn't have to break out the percentages. That's kind of hurtful.
No, I'm just saying.
I didn't do that to your Dolphins.
Oh, we suck. But look, that's what I'm just saying. That's what I was trying to get you to say. See, that's the thing is I think Shanahan is still going on his name, what he did in Denver. You know, before Elway retired. Since Elway retired, what has he won? You know what I mean? And then coming here, he was supposed to be the savior, and he's doing worse than Jim Zorn.
And you know what's another staggering stat I heard? There hasn't been a repeat Super Bowl winning coach that has gone to another team and went and have gone and won at the Super Bowl. Dick Vermeil went to he went to 2 Super Bowls with 2 different teams like Parcells did, but there hasn't been a coach that's gone to 2 teams and won it with 2 different teams. That's kind of alarming, Jason.
I don't see it happening here either. I think he's going to run out of time before he can build the team that he wants. And really, I mean, I think that's really half the problem at least is that building that team. You know, and what is it? Bruce Allen is supposed to be the GM or whatever.
Yeah, but we really know who it is.
Yeah, you know,
We really know who it is.
same as when Serrato was here. You know who was really running the show.
Well, now, with that said, last thing here before we get to the break. How can the Redskins finish on a positive note?
They can start by hopefully crushing the Jets this week, which would make me really happy. And then I think really to salvage this season, you got to win 4 out of the next 5 to finish 500. But I'm looking at the schedule. You got the Jets, New England, at Giants, Minnesota, the McNabb homecoming game, and then at Philly to close out the year. So it's going to be tough to win 4 out of 5. But I think if they can get back to 8-8, I think it is a positive step after that 6-game losing streak.
You know what sucks about this? The positive step for the Redskins is to lose the rest of their games. That is, now I'm all in. I got the hat, I got the shirt, so I'm all in with the team. I must admit, I wasn't rooting for them to lose. But I wasn't necessarily, rooting for them to win either. I'm just going to say, let the chips fall where they may. But we'll talk about this later. But, our teams are in the same boat. But how can they finish on a positive note? You can play the young players as much as you can. Play Lou, play, Fred Davis.
But Lou is a bright spot. He looked real good against Seattle. So.
Yeah, yes. Play the young guys, play the young receivers. Unfortunately, Hankerson got hurt, but play the young guys, just see what they can do, and hopefully we can move forward on this. We got the draft coming up. We got good picks this year, and we'll have better picks if they lose out. I'm willing to sacrifice this last month of pain, Herbek, for hopefully a decade of success of possibly some future
I'm the same way with the Dolphins. I'm rooting for close losses.
Close losses?
Yeah, like overtime losses are perfect.
It's a month left. I want to take the hit now. Just give me the hit. We're halfway through this thing. Let's take the hit. So the positive is
lose the rest of the game.
Lose the rest of the game. Well, it's time for a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more NFL and see what some of the other stories going on around the league.
All right.
Keep it locked right here. You're watching In the Zone.
Stay tuned.
There we are.